Here, I'm like, how do we extend it?
Yeah.
And this year, we are just gonna cut it, second week of August. And that in itself will save us between $10,000-12,000.
Yeah.
And are these, when community members participate in these programs, like the pool, the day camp, the summer program, or is that helping break even, or how much does the city have to carry? So how much does a community member pay a day for their kid, and how much is the city kicking in to help bridge that gap?
So in none of the programs, youth serving programs that we have, do we break even? No. Give you an example, the pool facility right now on a yearly basis is costing us about $100,000 to run. And keep in mind, it only runs, 4 months. However, we need to maintain it anyways, right? And something always breaks, and there's just additional costs, right? We only bring in about $20,000. So we are still incurring those other costs. Same thing with the after school program and sports. Those are a little bit more, they're bringing in a little bit more, but we're still covering a good chunk, at least 50% of the program. And again, because most of the cost is staff. And it's not like we have 5 staff, right?
Sure.
We have 1 full-time staff on all those, and then a bunch of part-time staff.
Yeah.
Depending on what the program is. Even in sports, we have 1 full-time and then 2 part-timers. But again, the cost is really the staffing.
Yeah.
Whether we're bringing 60,000, 20,000, that's not going to be enough to cover the full cost or break even on those programs. I think that was the intent of Measure K, right? Is knowing that that is the case. Measure K is for programs and services, and to help make sure that those continue. And that's why that was passed. We try, and we, even this year, I think for the last 4 years, we've been increasing costs here and increasing fees here and there where we could. So we've increased the camps program. We've increased the pool. I know we got complaints recently for increasing the pool party costs. We try to keep things that as low as we can, but we have to, incrementally increase. But again, that's not gonna cover the cost of just operation. I've heard this from our South County partnering cities, is that, just the chlorine that we're purchasing these days is almost $5,000 a month.
Wow.
$5,000 a month. That's anyway.
The thing is, everything is going up. I think everybody has to understand that we need to raise prices. And if they can't pay for it, then they just can't do it. And I know that Carmen, you know this because I've talked to you about this a lot. I think that during COVID, we were so generous in our community that people are still in that mindset, I think, in a lot of ways, that they think that we can pay for everything in our community. And unfortunately, we don't have the funds to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this last thing with the fire department not passing, that was a big blow, as we all know. It was a big blow.
Yeah. And one of the things that I think is really needs to be clear to folks that, they'll ask, well, where's the money, or why aren't we getting money? Our city hasn't grown. We don't have really nothing new that is bringing in major revenue. Exactly. So our sales tax is what it is, and it's barely not moving along. So unless we get, something else major, we're going to kind of keep trucking along at the rate that we're going, which is pretty stagnant.
How come there wasn't, why was the measure to increase property taxes and not sales tax?
Because we had a sales tax on the ballot last year, the Measure S, and it didn't pass. It doesn't mean we may not consider it in the future. We may. That will be obviously up to the council's discretion. But unfortunately, if you looked at all the other folks that had any type of tax on the ballot this year, they all failed too. So for example, Soledad, they're going to have to cut $1 million out of the budget.
Yep.
And they are freezing positions and cutting back programs as well. Monterey had a sales tax and it was a very, very small percentage of the sales tax and theirs failed too. So unfortunately, you know, we get this notion of no taxes right now and we get it. However, it's really hurting, you know, cities and infrastructure because infrastructure is so expensive to maintain. So, you know, everything are the roads and everything, I mean, personnel and people need a livelihood as well. And you guys, I think, have heard me say this, and I'm doing a report on this too, so it just reminds me, we have a total of 44 staff positions. We've got 40 people on staff. That includes fire and PD. That's all basically, 25 there, right? And so staff is really carrying multiple hats and multiple jobs. And so, everybody's going to feel it when we decrease a little bit because we can't just keep putting more and more on staff.
It's really interesting. I've had several people say to me, that other measure was a lot better than this one. And I'm going, well, then why didn't you pass it? The one that we had last year.
Yeah.
And I said, you just can't. And I think we all did the best we could to try to promote it, but people, they either understand how dire it is or they don't. I think that's part of the issue. And it is dire. Look what we have to do here.
Yeah.
So
would the firemen be, when being told, okay, maybe you're gonna have a year, April, I would start looking, or even sooner. I mean, if my employer said, maybe we're gonna give you a year, I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
And I start looking,
Yep.
today.
Yep.
And particularly firemen, I mean, they can, or fire positions, those can easily be, transferable to any municipality. Is that going to be sufficient for them?
That's a huge factor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm rushing this meeting, to give them a little bit of, kind of hold on. I know, even prior to, it's hard to maintain our fire department. It's hard to maintain staff here, period, because of that, especially fire and law enforcement, because you have, the latest one I just saw commercial, not even commercial, they were doing a segment on KSBW for Hollister, talking about how they can't keep their law enforcement officers.
Mm-hmm.
And they're offering a $30,000 hiring bonus.
Yep.
Salinas is offering a $50,000 bonus, and Watsonville is offering, I think, $40,000. We don't have a hiring bonus.
Yeah.
So it's already very hard.
they stay here because they love the town.
They do. And quite frankly, some will come and do 2 years and go, right? So, yeah. So I can guarantee you that they're already looking because they were obviously devastated by the news that it didn't pass.
Yep.
So that's another factor. A huge factor that I don't know that the community fully understands how hard it is to keep them here. And yes, nobody wants to work under unstable conditions if they have families and responsibilities. So I can guarantee you they're looking. Will they wait? Hopefully. There are, they really like it here and are part of the community and they want to stay. But I will say that it will be very hard for us to rebuild if we lose all our fire department.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And so, that's been kind of the cautionary note that people have kind of mentioned, well, why don't you go to Monterey Regional Fire District or with CAL FIRE. Monterey Regional, we're working with them right now and they're providing a service for us. And the quotes they have provided, and they've been excellent partners, but the quotes they have provided are $2 million in year one if we jump on board with them, and $3 million in year two. I just had a conversation with Soledad for CAL FIRE, and they probably wouldn't even look at us because of the fact that, and this is what's going on with Soledad, is their staffing level needs to go to 3 on an engine at once. We have 2. So if we even wanted to join them, we'd have to go 3 on an engine, which automatically brings our additional personnel. So that would be another $3 million. So basically at the end of the day is we cannot afford to join any of those departments. They will not take us. If we lose our local fire department, then we will be relying on whatever mutual aid they could provide us whenever they're available.
Yeah, more, and I think the majority of people in our community deal with medical issues more than anything else. Yeah, and that's the thing that they're gonna start to see. Our community will start to see an impact on that. I mean, instead of showing up in 5 minutes, they're gonna take 20.
Yeah, and I don't want to have to rely on outside, even on a personal level, right? To have to rely on somebody coming from Soledad that can, take 15
Oh, sure.
minutes. Or Chular, which again, another 15 minutes,
Yep,
who
exactly.
wants to kind of risk their medical situation on something like that. So, but that could be very well our reality because of all the factors that you're bringing up,
Mhm.
we can't maintain the folks here. It's going to be hard to attract new folks here
Yep.
because of our current situation.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very rocky time right now. I've let the fire department know that I'm coming to you guys and asking you for more funds, again, with the hope that they'll wait
Yep.
and not jump ship. But yeah, automatically with whatever happens tonight, I will still continue to look for additional funding.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, not a big fan of all the reductions, but at the same time, I don't have a better answer on how to reduce differently, but so anyhow, so yeah. You want to open this one up to public comment and
Okay. Then, I'm gonna open this up for public comment. If there's anyone from the public that would like to address this,
Still no Eric?
you know, no, Aaron?
comment?
No?
No comments.
And no comments from Zoom or from the email, okay?
No.
Then I'm gonna close public comment and move on to the decision. Do I have a motion to approve the recommended projects program and funding allocations for FY 2026-2027?
reluctantly, I make the motion that we approve the resolution as presented.
Do I have a second?
I second the recommendation for resolution number MK0C 2026-03.
Okay, so I have a first and a second, and I think we're all reluctant. Let's make that as perfectly clear as possible that we're sad that we have to do this, but it has to be done.
Yep.
So all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. All right, Carmen, you can go back to our fire guys and tell them. All right, moving on. I think that's pretty much concludes everything. Do I have anybody have any oral communications that they wish to share, Jennifer?
I believe 4th of July is coming up and the city is having an event sometime in July, car show or something like that.
The Rotary
Okay.
puts on the 4th of July event and at the city park, and yes, we support it. But they are the lead on that. 4th of July and parade starts at
Yeah, parade at noon. I think lineups
11.
or 11. Yeah.
11.
And we have the 5K with track and field.
Yeah, which starts
That's
at
right.
8:00.
Yeah.
I believe it starts.
Coach Mike.
7 probably show up 7 and then run starts at 8.
There you
go. And then there is a car show July 18th. And then just to put this on the record, as so you know too, we talked about canceling the car show
Mhm.
again because we're being very mindful of staff overtime and anything
Sure.
like that. The car clubs have stepped up and said, no, we'll bring in volunteers, we'll do what we need, other people are gonna volunteer. So we said, okay, the show will go on. Next year, we'll have to take another look at it, again, given budget and where things are at, but July 18th, 12 is technically when the cars are supposed to start coming in. No, opens at 12.
Earlier.
12 it starts 12 to 4. So they'll start, they start showing up at 6:00.
Yeah, they're here early.
Yeah.
All right, great. Scott, do you have anything?
Nothing.
Okay, I just have one thing because I need to ask Carmen. We have a new female police officer.
Mhm.
And what is her name?
Well, you guys think she's new. I don't see her as new because
She
she
is newer.
is our previous animal control officer.
That's right.
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Last name.
Okay, Jasmine,
Yep.
the reason I bring it up is I had an incident occur last night at midnight. my dog started screaming. I didn't know what was going on. I got kind of concerned. I woke up, I went to the front door. I could see a flashlight kind of around my house, like someone was there. Got kind of concerned about it. Looked out the window, kind of saw somebody, but didn't really. And I hear Gonzales Police Department. Of course, you're not really sure nowadays. But I could see, and I knew we had a female police officer, so I was like, okay. So I opened the door and she said, I just wanted you to know that your garage door was open.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God. And I had pulled the car in and the chain had gotten hooked up into the car, and so it stopped it.
And they did a really good job cleaning it out for you.
Yeah, yeah, really. So anyway, I just wanted to thank her for doing that. I thought, well,
That's awesome.
two good things. One was my dog actually is a watchdog.
There you go.
And number two, police officer helped me out last night. So I
Yeah.
wanted to thank her personally. So thank you.
That's great. I'll let her know. Yeah,
Yeah.
she went through, she was our animal control officer and
Yep.
went through the academy just in March, graduated. So
Yep.
she's out patrolling. And
Right.
I understand we have another female in background too. So
Oh, great.
That's awesome.
All right. Okay, then nothing from our city manager, then this meeting is adjourned at 6:02 PM. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you guys for making it work. Yeah.